Moist has already mastered the new meta. Here's how. So welcome back to the Apex Morning Shift, your number one ALGS morning show on the planet. That is a fact. Are you guys tired of me like zooming into my face and making it round? Let me know down in the comments. I've been doing that every single episode. I'm not tired of it. I still laugh. All right, so ALGS scrims are officially back, which means that we've had a pretty busy week of gameplay in this new meta. Now, for those of you who didn't know, the ALGS champs will be taking place from January 29th to February 2nd in Sapporo, Japan. And here are the 40 teams that we will be seeing compete there. So until then, these teams are getting ready by playing in these international scrims hosted by Moist Esports. So this past week, we've had a total of 5 blocks of scrims Monday through Friday, and the winners were Fnatic, TSM, Fnatic again, Crazy Raccoon, and Moist. Now, what's important to keep in mind is this is the first time that we're seeing these pro teams play against each other in this new support legend meta, which has been quite interesting, but we'll get into that in just a moment. Now, normally I compile these results into an average point per scrim leaderboard, but this week, Moist Esports made one. So here it is, the top 10 teams for this week. Very grateful for this stat because it allows us to see who is overall doing better, and it's easier to compare these teams based on their weekly performances. Moist first, Fnatic second, Crazy Raccoon third, Falcons fourth, Furia fifth, Cloud9 sixth, TSM seventh, Liquid eighth, Lone Sharks ninth, and 100 Thieves 10th place. Notice how 8 out of the top 10 teams are North American. Damn. Which, by the way, if you guys are wondering, Lone Sharks, North American, I never heard of them. That's because Yanya, Noct, and Drop just recently announced that Bleed were unfortunately unable to pay their players, so the boys are now free agents and looking for an org to represent them for LAN. All right, back to the scrims results.
All right, pause the video. Exactly 1 hour after I recorded this video, Kurev, IGL for Liquid, announced publicly that his previous org Echolos scammed them of $30,000, which started with the Esports World Cup when they agreed on a salary, but since it was so close to the event, the org wanted to take their time with making the contracts, which then also carried over to Split 2 playoffs in Germany. And on top of not paying them salary, they also haven't paid them their part of the Esports World Cup money, which was $17,000. Unfortunately, this is a very sad reality in esports, and I hope one day it'll stop being so frequent. That being said, back to the show.
Clearly, Moist is looking so very good with this meta. Yes, this is based on the results in scrims, but also just in general, just watching them play together, it really looks like their chemistry, their dynamic, their synergy is flowing. They seem very comfortable on their legends. They've been running Newcastle Gibby and Pathfinder, which actually is the most popular legend composition this entire first week of scrims, which fits their playstyles so well. Let me explain. Empty, the mouse and keyboard Gibby. Zainu, the Newcastle that can utilize his mechanics and abilities to play him aggressively when needed. And obviously Koifo, who just frags out on Pathfinder, utilizes his grapples to get in and out of fights, to get angles, to entry frag correctly. Now, as for other teams, it's been interesting to see that some have been trying out different legends. Like, for example, Cloud9 have been trying Naughty on Catalyst, Shubi Newcastle, Saucer Pathfinder. Furia has put Madness on Bangalore, Vax on Newcastle, and Keon on Pathfinder. Lone Sharks have tried Yanya on Valkyrie, Noct on Newcastle, and dropped on Gibby. And even Falcons have been giving Waltzy a try on Wattson, Hal on Newcastle, and Zero on Gibby. And if we look at the overall scrim leaderboard from last week, all of these teams are overall doing great so far. Now, obviously, scrim results are not always a great representation to sort of tell us if they're going to do well in the future, if they're going to do well on the big stage, but it gives us a pretty good idea of how these teams are feeling out this new meta and how they've been doing so far. Now, I've been seeing a lot of mixed feelings about this meta, so let me know down in the comments what you guys think, if you guys are a big fan of this support just Gibby Newcastle lifeline all the time, or if you guys are like, this is so annoying, everybody's just rezzing, it's just Oh, also on another note, this weekend was the Octane Collegiate Grand Finals, and congratulations to Kensaw State for taking first place. Woo! Shout out Rectemporium, Aegizel, and Etherealium. It doesn't look like a very complicated word to say, but I don't know why I'm having a hard time. They went absolutely crazy. Shout out to them. Woo! Other than that, that's it for today's episode of the Apex Morning Shift, your number one ALGS morning show on the planet. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to tell your friends and family about the show. Turn the notifications on since we have an episode coming out every Tuesday. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. Until then, take it easy, like and subscribe. Peace. Oh, also, I guess this is a good outro. I forgot to mention that BLGS 3 is this weekend, so that's going to be awesome. I should probably put that in the main video, but no. Outro. Yeah, I'll put it in the outro. Yeah, I'll put it in the outro. And it starts Saturday at 9:12 PM PST. Yeah.